Hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming. This is another episode of Wireframe brought to you by Design Systems House. I'm your host, Di Diamato, and today we're going to be talking about Discord hype. That's right. We're going to hype up Discord today. I actually forgot my intro for a moment because it's been a while since I did another Wireframe episode. So we've had a lot of things going on in terms of events and stuff. I've been driving my wife to the train station practically every day for the past 7 days, and I'm going to do it again tomorrow for lots of just different things. But me personally, I've also been pretty busy as well. Last night we were at a company holiday party. The night before was the design engineering meetup that I mentioned at the last Wireframe episode, which was a while ago. And then Tuesday, my wife and I had like a little bit of a date night. So that's why I've been missing for a little while. But tonight, I had an opportunity to speak to you folks about some things that are going on. So the topic for today is Discord, mostly because I've finally found some time now that, again, converges out of my purview, and also all the stuff that's related to the book is in the hands of kind of other people right now. So there's not a lot for me to do there until I get some things back to like put things together. So that gives me a little bit of freedom to work on some other things that I've been meaning to work on. And one of those things is the Design System Discord. The Design Systems House Discord, right? So the official Discord. And in fact, if you are unfamiliar with that Discord, let's go ahead and try to put that up right now so that you can see it. Is it going to work? Who knows? There it goes. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm getting the buttons correct over here. So yeah, the Discord, which is down here on the bottom, which is discord.ds.house. And that is the ability to join to the Discord. I'm going to show it up on the screen in a moment so you can see what's going on in there. I did a lot of organization, I guess you could say, in there to get things kind of in a good spot. And let me just show you what that looks like. So let me take the bottom off here. Let's go into this guy and go to the computer. So let's see here. Here's the Discord. So if you go to discord.ds.house, you'll join into the Discord. Here's the announcements channel where just earlier this week, I was explaining how I'm going to focus on growing the server. As it is right now, there's just under 50 people in the server, which is really cool, from the just random people who have either found it through Wireframe or other things that have been going on. But ultimately, I'm doing some server cleanup, obviously, and you could share this link, discord.ds.house, with people to get inside. So there are rules. There's server help, just in case you have some difficulty getting around. Then as people join, you could see it in intro. So I have a whole bunch of people that joined on Wednesday, which was Design Systems Wednesday this week, which was awesome. So I'm really glad that a whole bunch of people decided to jump on by. We got Amy Lamb and Josh Harwood, which is really cool. So that's nice. Then I updated a couple of the places over here on the left-hand side just to get them more forum-like. So I really like forums. And actually, let me just bring me back to here for a second. I grew up with, in my early 20s, going on PHBB2 forums and just, having a topic here and then making that thread, another topic, so that sort of topic-based discussion really resonates with me. And it actually made me feel a lot better about choosing Discord over something like Slack, because with Slack, it's a lot easier to have a conversation lost because there's other conversations that are coming on through, and it doesn't have the same sort of, I guess, hierarchy that a forum does, in my opinion. So I really like that I ended up choosing Discord mostly for the cost benefit, but having the forum function is super helpful. So let's go back in there, and I'm going to show you what else is what we're talking about with this stuff. So here's the forum first. So the forum has, there are posts, which I've made a few of just to kind of like get things started. There's a couple of news articles in here, and in fact, I plan on putting more news articles in here as along with some of the other things that are sitting in here. And then some of these will be topics for Wireframe in terms of the discussions that happen in here. So different outputs and takes that might come through this that I'll go ahead and I'll discuss on the show. So if there's something that you want to discuss on the show, maybe put in to general forum and I'll pick it as a thing to talk about. And then, maybe I can even get you on the show, which we've mentioned before, but you go to wireframe.ds.house, fill in the form, and be on the show. And there'll be more a little bit about that later. But yeah, I have a couple of posts here about, things that I found over the last 24 hours that I thought was interesting. And I'm also kind of using this as my own place to put links. Like I've actually had the tab for this link here open on my browser for like a week. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just put this somewhere that other people can see it, because I think it's interesting. So I hope that other people find it interesting too. So that's the general forum. And then I have an events place over here. So this, I've had DS events for a while. And in fact, there's only 2 events. Actually, no, there's only 1 event listed right now, which we'll have to get to as well. But ultimately, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lot more time into adding events to the Discord here, and I would like to hope that other people might do that too. But ultimately, I'm going to effectively move what I've been doing at DS events kind of in here. That's my plan, so that it's a little bit more localized to this community as opposed to people forgetting about DS events, because we have, including myself. So have the 2 smashing confs that are coming in next year already in there. I think config was just announced for June, so I'm gonna have to add that in here as well. And then, design engineering events that are happening in New York City, like the one the other day, I'll put in here as well. So if it's in person, remote, you could just tag it and let people know, where it's happening. And the last thing I have in here is jobs. This is me, same thing that it was kind of happening on the server before, is I just had like a text thread of jobs and it was kind of messy. So what I've done here now is, again, I made it into a forum instead, so that you have a little bit better visual hierarchy about what you're looking at. After doing a couple of these posts, I realized that it probably makes a lot more sense to like have maybe the company name up in the title and the role, as opposed to the company name underneath. But yeah, I'm still figuring that out, I guess. And there's also in this, especially in this forum, there's post guidelines that try to help out how you're putting stuff in. So if you're just sharing a post, there's not too much to do. But if you're hiring, you should absolutely add the hiring tag. And then if you're seeking, meaning that you're looking for a job, then make sure you put the seeking tag. So, but anything that is related to jobs will end up going in here for things. And that's effectively all that this is so far. I do want to clean some things up, because like I've seen other servers where like rules is not actually here. It's like part of the announcements or part of like the server guide. Like there's like a link, I don't know, that just like appears here as rules. So I want to see if I can make that happen. But that's the server. And again, I hope that you folks, if you are watching out there, that you do join. That would be really nice. In fact, let me see if I can. I'm going to try to put the lower third in again and see what happens. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to hit the button. Okay. And, I think I understand what happened here. Okay. I got to wait for the lower third to load before I key in. Otherwise, it freaks out. Okay. Anyway, please visit the discord.ds.house web URL. That'll get you right into the server. That would be really cool. I appreciate it greatly. All right. Now for a couple of other updates that were related to kind of the things that I was talking about. So the first thing that I want to mention is still about DS House, and it's about Wireframe, the show that you're watching right now. And hopefully you may have known that maybe I posted somewhere. I don't remember actually. Did I post? It's been a weird couple weeks. I just started scheduling the first guests on the show in the next couple of weeks. So I can let you know who those people are, and I will make formal posts on the Discord, certainly, and probably on socials as well. But what we're going to have is on Tuesday the 25th at this time, I'm going to have Arco Sen on the show. On the 26th, I'm going to have Thomas Gerard on the show, so it's the following day. And then after Thanksgiving here, on Wednesday, December 3rd, I'm going to have Andy Hay. I think that's how you pronounce his last name, Andy Hay. Yeah, so those are who are scheduled so far, which I'm really excited about. And if you're interested in being on the show, that is, you have the ability to come onto the show by filling out the form. That's at wireframe.ds.house, right? Okay, so this is the Wireframe website, and fill out the form, and I'll get it, and we'll get you on the calendar, and we will get you on the show. In fact, actually, at the design engineering meetup Wednesday, I ran into Matt Strom, and he's like, I'm really looking forward to having a discussion with you. And I'm like, great, fill out the form. So I'm hoping, he does that, and if not, like, I'll reach out to him certainly. But I'm looking forward to that conversation as well. And there's plenty of other folks as well that I know are interested. I think actually there's somebody, I think in January that I'm going to also bring on, but I forget who that actually was. I'll definitely follow up. But they'll be on a schedule. I'm going to have, again, the Discord set up so that you know when these things are coming up. And in fact, the Discord is supposed to have had posted this thing as an announcement inside of it right now as I'm live. And the fact that I don't see it as an announcement right now is a little bit weird. But I'm hoping maybe after the video's done that it will post. But I really do need to figure out how to get effectively when this show goes live in the Discord, I need to get that to work. So most likely going to, try that again for the next show at some point next week, I guess, and see how that works. But ultimately, that's one of the things that I want to put in place where, if you're not, for whatever reason, not subscribed to YouTube or what have you, there's another avenue. Speaking of notifications, I've been back and forth about the possibility of doing a newsletter. And let me explain why I don't think I'll ever do a newsletter. And I don't think I'll ever do a newsletter. It could change, but this is the reason why I don't think I'll ever do a newsletter. I, right now, have newsletters that come into my inbox, on a regular basis. I don't read them. I almost kind of liken them to a little bit to junk mail sometimes, and it has nothing to do with that content or even the people. I have, very smart, intelligent people that I follow, people that are sending in newsletters into my inbox. The problem for me is that at the time that I'm looking at my inbox, many of those points and moments, I'm not prepared for the content that's going to be in that email. And I'm a inbox zero kind of guy. I need to make sure my stuff is at no notifications. So I'll never really return back to it. So as that kind of person, I feel like I need to be in the right mindset in order to ingest information about this practice, this community, et cetera, et cetera. So instead of it just appearing in my inbox along with, bank bills and other, personal other things that are going on, I'd much rather actively seek out the place where I want to find out more about my practice community, what's going on, what's happening, what's new, right? So if you're actively seeking something out, I want one place where that happens. And I want that to be the Discord. So again, I even looked at it this morning. I was like, okay, do I like post newsletter from the announcements that come from the Discord? And it was like, nah, not even that, right? Because again, fundamentally speaking, I don't want people to feel like I'm intruding, even if they subscribed to this newsletter. I'd much rather have them actively seek out the Discord. Another big reason why I'm actually going to probably do a lot more focus on the Discord is because social algorithms, the things that manage people's feeds, are just all over the place. On one hand, on something like Blue Sky, I end up seeing a lot of the same people and same content kind of like over and over again. I don't really see anything new. And I'm following, I think I'm following quite a bit of people over there, definitely several hundred people, where I'm just not seeing, a lot of activity. So I'm just like, okay, what else is happening here? Like it feels kind of dead to me. Meanwhile, at LinkedIn, the time algorithm there is all screwed up, right? There's posts from 3 weeks ago that are at the top of my feed, right, which are completely like pointless to me. So, excuse me, I'm getting a message here. I want to see. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking about, is that I think Discord is the best place for that stuff, because now I'll be in control of what gets shown and when, and it's going to be, I feel, a lot better from a timeline standpoint. Speaking of this, let's see here. What is this? Hold on a minute. Okay. Oops. All right. I got a notification that said live now from Instagram. I was like, how does Instagram know I'm live? No, it was somebody else that was live. It always freaks me out. Speaking of some of that as well, I've for the guests that will be on here, I know I'm jumping around, but I'm just kind of trying to organize. I've moved some things around in the Wireframe studio, specifically like cameras and controls. So right now, I have a new camera that I'm looking at, they're using right now, which is actually just a one shot. It's static. It just looks at me, which is why in earlier intros you would see the camera like go from the wide shot over to me in like a move. So I've actually moved that camera elsewhere, which would be over here. So now that moving camera is over here. So now I can have the two shot, but not only can I have the two shot, I could also have a shot on me. Here I am. Right? Or I could have a shot over on the doll, right? So there's some weird camera moves that are actually happening in there, of course. I hoped to switch between cameras so that you're not, catching that, so you can go and keep on this camera for a little while, obviously, and then, I'll start, finding another spot, like I'll do another shot over here, and then you go to this guy, right, and come back over here. So, there's some choreography that I'm going to need to figure out a little bit. Also, I'm considering of removing the crossfades as well. It's not going to be great for camera changes, but I'll have to figure all that out with this kind of new camera setup that I'm working on. So bear with me on that. It's kind of really meant to support the guests that I'll be on the show, so that I can make sure I have two shots and things like that. And let's see, what else? I'm trying to think. What else? Okay, I think that's enough for what's going on with Design Systems House. The last thing that I wanted to mention before we wrap up today, and it'll be a short show because, again, I'm just talking about Discord. But the last thing I want to mention is that yesterday there was an announcement from Gina, who is the organizer of Clarity, that Clarity is now postponed. So Clarity is no longer happening the first week of December. It will happen more likely somewhere around April. The actual details are yet to have been figured out. I do know that there was an email sent to the ticket holders to kind of help gauge what a good time frame would be. But ultimately, there will be no clarity this year. It'll be next year. So if this is the first time you've heard about this for whatever reason, and you have tickets, definitely go into your inbox, take a look at that message, and respond accordingly, and make additional travel arrangements or whatever you need to do. Luckily, this is still kind of part of the FAA kind of government shutdown kind of situation. So it's entirely possible that your airline, if you're flying in, will be able to move that flight somewhere or somehow recoup in some way. So good luck with that, of course. Real struggle. I did talk to Gina last night about it. And, just the difficulty was basically trying to pack, a lineup with a very short amount of time, because this was only announced September and it's only 3 months to make the 10th annual Camp Clarity, which is it's a big deal. So anyway, that's some news I wanted to let you know about. And in terms of events and jobs, you could go on the the discord.ds.house URL. I'm going to continue to plug it, I guess, today, because we're talking about Discord. And hell, you know what? Why don't we, and now I have actually chat on here, so I can actually look at chat, but it's also going to distract me from chat, but I don't think anyone's here. Yeah, okay. Now we even just like ask, I guess, let's ask AI about Discord, I guess, just to wrap this up a little bit. I don't know. People say that they like me talking with the AI for some reason, so let's go ahead and do that. Hey, how's the best way to grow a community using Discord?
The best way to grow a Discord community is to start by setting clear goals and expectations for the community, and then create a welcoming atmosphere that encourages newcomers to engage and contribute. Here are some best practices to grow a community on Discord. Regularly schedule events such as game nights, movie nights, or challenges to keep members engaged and provide opportunities for them to interact and connect with each other. Encourage members to invite their friends and create a referral or inviting campaign. Utilize Discord's server discovery features, such as the server directory, to reach a larger audience.
Okay. Is there any good ideas for different events that would be cool? I mean, because I'm live streaming right now as a video. Maybe is there a way for me to automatically post when I go live to the Discord somehow?
Yes, there is a way to auto-announce when you go live on Discord. You can use a Discord bot like StreamCord, which will automatically send a message to a specific channel on Discord and notify members whenever you go live on Twitch. This can be a good way to keep members engaged and informed about your streams.
Okay. And then what other suggestions would you have in terms of keeping people engaged? Is there because I don't want to be maybe, completely focused on Discord in terms of my day to day, but is there anything else that could happen on the side or something like that? What do you think?
Sure, here are some ideas for engaging members on the side. Create a suggestion channel where members can submit and vote on ideas, and then occasionally implement the most popular suggestion. Host polls or surveys to gather feedback and insights from members on various topics. Host weekly discussions on a specific topic or theme, and create a channel to archive these discussions for future reference. Host mini events or challenges such as the Design Off or Meme Fest.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea. All right. I think the polls is really good, actually. I got to figure out what's up with the polls over there. And I think wireframe topics or weekly topics or something like that, maybe, again, that goes in the general forums things for people to post. But, yeah, those are some pretty good ideas. Really cool is now that I have my phone free, because I was using it to work with the camera, now that I have this one, I can see chat. And I'm going to shout out Joe. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining the Discord. Now I can actually pay attention a little bit to the live chat, which is great. I know that other people who have been on the stream before have chatted, and I've unfortunately ignored because I didn't really have a way to like see it because I've been focusing. But now I have something to look at that. So thank you for joining the Discord, Joe. I appreciate it. Let your friends know. So yeah, anyway, that's basically going to be it for today. Again, thank you for joining me on Wireframe as usual. Pop into the Discord for conversations and whatnot. You could also leave a comment on this video. I appreciate that too, of course. I will say that I'm probably a lot worse at engaging in the YouTube comments in particular, but again, come over to the Discord and we'll have conversations there. And again, once I get the videos to be posted, somehow, then maybe it'll be even better for discussions. I'll figure it out. I have time, right? Anyway, okay. That's it for today. Play nice in the and what all those play nice in the Discord. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Play nice in the Discord. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.